Well, it looks like there's a new powerhouse in the fight against good and evil. The battle between the high heavens and the burning hells over the fate of Sanctuary has a new champion fighting for it. If you haven't heard yet, a union has just formed, and that union is the Diablo team at Blizzard. This is the fourth union that has had to form at Blizzard over the fear of mass layoffs occurring, because when Microsoft acquired Blizzard, they laid off over 3,000 people and led to the cancellation of a planned new game, a planned new IP in the Blizzard lineup, the game Odyssey. Alongside the Diablo team now, alongside the new Diablo team's union, there's also the World of Warcraft union, the Overwatch union, and which one is this? The story and franchise development teams. All of these teams have had to form unions over fears that Blizzard is just going to erroneously lay them off in favor of cheaper workers and worse teams and AI generation and everything else. And that's already a wild thing to have to worry about, because I'm not an expert on this. Unlike Pirate Software, I never worked for Blizzard, so I have no idea if this is true or not. But from everything I've heard, they tend to get the short end of the stick. The workers at Blizzard already tend to get the short end of the stick and are underpaid compared to other dev teams and other workers in the same field, because it's treated as, and from what I've heard people say, and people that have claimed to work at Blizzard, not Pirate Software, other people that have claimed to work at Blizzard, I've heard them say is that the people at Blizzard, the heads at Blizzard say, oh, well, we're such a prestigious company that you should work for us for cheaper because it'll look really good for you and you'll be able to get better jobs down the line because you've worked at Blizzard. And I'm sure there was a point in time when being able to have Blizzard on your resume was probably such a big boon to your resume that, yeah, that might have been the case. But it's still wild to say, hey, we're gonna overwork you and underpay you because it looks good that you're working for us. It's very much the tactic of, oh, do it for the exposure, and that's insane. But now, over these massive fears that they're going to be laid off at any moment and that they're not going to be able to continue working for this company that they should be honored to work with, this company that has alumni on its side like Pirate Software, and I'm going to stop roasting. The fact that they're now even having to worry about their job security because of how shady that this company is being, and they're not the only Microsoft company that now Microsoft-owned company, because Microsoft went and bought Activision Blizzard back in 2023 to have to do this. There's several other game studios and other teams that are owned by Microsoft that have had to form unions over the fear of losing their job because of the way that Microsoft is handling these companies and handling the concept of treating the employees and treating the professionals. And it should be obvious in the quality of the products that we've been seeing. Even before Microsoft acquired Blizzard, there was a clear drop-off, even before Microsoft acquired them, in the quality of their products. I mean, World of Warcraft has just been they're introducing new features all the time, but the game itself, the story itself, it's just been getting worse. Diablo 3 was a disappointment on a completely different scale. Diablo 4 was better than Diablo 3, but still a disappointment. It's clear that there's something going on over there, and it's clear that these people have a reason to be afraid for their jobs because that's how they're being treated. But on the docket, on the things that this union is concerned about, the things that they said they're going to be worried about, they were being a statement from producer Kelly Yo: with every subsequent round of mass layoffs, I've witnessed the dread in my coworkers growing stronger because it feels like no amount of hard work is enough to protect us. I'm overjoyed that we have formed a union. This is just the first step for us joining a movement spreading across an industry that is tired of living in fear. We are ready to begin fighting for real change alongside our Diablo colleague. I don't think it was Pirate who said this. I don't think it was Jason who said this, but I think it was a different YouTuber that talks about having worked at Blizzard before. But there's a story going around that one of the ways that they handled a mass layoff at Blizzard was by literally having basically security at the door so that when the employees came in, the security would look at their badge and look at a list and put some of them in one room, send some of them, hey, go to this room, and send some of them to a different room. And the ones that went to one room were just unceremoniously told, hey, guess what? You don't have a job anymore. You're fired. We're not giving you any notice. Sucks to suck. Get the fuck out of here. And the fact that that is the way that Blizzard is treating their employees is insane to me. It should be criminal is, to my mind, that sort of way of treating your employees, of giving no notice and just saying, hey, we're doing layoffs, fuck off out of here, you're not getting paid anymore, is a wild way to treat your employees, both from just like a how is this legal perspective, and also just from a moral, ethical, like how do you sleep at night knowing this is what you're doing to the people that have dedicated so much time and effort to you. It's horrendous. It's horrendous. It's pathetic. It is a immature way to deal with a situation, and is 100% just the money men that now are in charge of Blizzard, that have stolen the soul from Blizzard and stolen the soul from a lot of the games that I used to love growing up. Just saying, we don't care about our people. We don't want to deal with this. We don't want any drama with this. We just want this to be as easy for us as possible. So don't be worried about these people's lives. Don't be worried about their families. Don't be worried about how they're going to get pie. And don't be worried about their mental health. Just get them out of my damn building as fast as possible. And it's sad. But again, on the list of things that are up for discussion with the union, and the union was officially recognized, according to this article, the union was officially recognized by Microsoft in April after they got through with the vote. I don't know why I'm just now hearing about this. The article literally just came out like an hour ago, the one I'm reading right now. And I'll link that in the description below. But according to one of the representatives of the union, the things that they are concerned about, the things that they're going to be talking with Blizzard about and trying to use this power as a union to fix are the use of AI, crediting, and remote work are on the list of things the union hopes to bring to the bargaining table. And that makes a lot of sense. Why that would be the case. Now, a handful of years ago, prior to the pandemic, remote work probably wouldn't really have been on the table because prior to the pandemic, there wasn't as much thought of, oh, well, I can work at home, so I should work at home. It was there, but it wasn't this thing that people were like, well, why aren't you letting me? It was this thing like, oh, I wish I could. But after the pandemic, and everyone realized, like, hey, a lot of these jobs, it's really easy to work at home. There's no loss of productivity from working at home. If anything, there's more productivity from working at home, because now I'm not stressed out and having someone looking over my eyes and having to commute and being tired and having to leave my house to go get, or having to leave my office to go get lunch and blah, blah, blah. I can just work at your own pace, and then like, okay, whatever. So I 100% get why that's happening. And then crediting, yeah, credit the people that are working on your product. I mean, again, I'm not an insider in Blizzard, so I don't know how bad it is, but it does seem like with a lot of these companies, a handful of people want to take credit for an entire team's work. So I fully understand, especially if they're trying to say, oh, you should be proud to work at Blizzard because it looks so good for you to work at Blizzard, but then they're not being credited properly. They're not having the work they've done being attributed to them the way that they should be. 100% get it. And then the use of AI. And this is one of the big concerns with a lot of people with the use of AI. With anyone I think that is actually creative, for one, and anyone that I think that has a concept of empathy, understanding, or, you know, is able to think critically about these things, the use of AI is hurting a lot of people. I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, it's allowing for my free speech. No, it's allowing for you to co-opt other people's efforts so that you can not develop a skill, not develop the passion behind a skill, and make dead copies or dead products that are just amalgamations of other people's work for a skill that you never bothered to develop because you don't have the talent or you're just too lazy. And in this case, AI is being used as a way to lay off a lot of people and a lot of employees with, okay, now we don't need as many people working at these call centers. Oh, we don't need as many people working in this warehouse or this store or whatever, because, oh, we can have a robot do a lot of the work that this employee was going to do, or we can have a lot of these call centers, a lot of the stuff that's being done by the call centers be handled by AI. I have my girlfriend's sister's boyfriend is working in that field, and he literally says, yeah, his entire job is just working on the AI chatbot so that they don't have to have employees working there. And a big part of what to be fair to him, and to fair to the job that they're doing, a big part of what he's doing is establishing, okay, after what point do we send someone over to an actual live person? But there are a lot of people that are losing their jobs, and there's a lot of artists that are being put out of work, especially freelance artists that can't get work anymore because there's 1,000 of these AI services that are generating art for people that is easy enough to do, but it's taking other people's work and using it as a foundation to generate something that takes no effort, no skill, and there's no love put behind it. And I don't care how much you say, fucking writing a prompt is not nearly the same level of effort or skill or talent as actually developing artistic skills. Like, sure, there's probably a level of like practice that you need to get in to learn how to properly prompt the AI, but that's simple. That's not skilled labor. That's not talent. It's lazy. So that's one of the other big concerns that they have about this. That hopefully this isn't going to backfire on them, because I can see this backfiring in a major way where they're just like, okay, screw it, we're gonna completely lean into the AI, and that's gonna be bad for the employees, and that's gonna be bad for us, the gamers, because it's not going to generate quality. It's not going to generate anything good. It's going to literally just rehash everything, because that's what AI generated art does. It's a rehash. But hopefully this is a step in the right direction towards these employees being treated better, being compensated fairly, not having to worry that they're just going to come in on a random day out of nowhere and be funneled into one of two rooms where they get to find out what they have a job, or they're going to have to start the job search right now and be worried how they're going to pay their rent next month, kind of thing. But that's that. Again, I'll link the article at the bottom. This article just came out. There's not a whole lot of information about this, and there probably won't be. It's not. If you like the video, if you got this far, if you like the video, like and leave a comment. Every bit of engagement helps. Subscribe so you can see other stuff I'm putting out. I'm branching out more and more and talking about more stuff. I enjoy talking about more stuff. I don't want to be pigeonholed as the guy that hates Nintendo. If you have the hype feature available, please hit the hype. It helps the small creators get their stuff fed more better. And if you're interested in helping the channel grow in any sort of way and you're willing to, please sign up for memberships. Membership info's down there, and 100% of the funding from memberships is going to go straight to my editor until it reaches a point that I can afford to pay him full time. Thank you. Bye.